Good morning, everyone. This is Nikitas from schooly.net. I'm starting to take the windows out of my bus so I can prepare for the roof raise. Just for your information, I will not be cutting through the middle. I'm actually going to be cutting underneath, so I'm doing it a little bit different than everybody else. But I still need to remove the windows because I have a lot of broken tabs on pretty much all of my windows here. You can see how it's separated there. So that's a problem. To remove a window of this type, this is early 90s to mid 90s, 94 to 97, which this bus is. However, it tends to have a pre 90 to 94 body, Thomas body. So all the windows fit the 90 to 94, even though this is technically a 95 bus, manufactured in September of 94. But there's 4 screws. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's one here. You can see the inside of that, which is under sorry for the camera, a little weather stripping. So you have to move, and there's the screw there hidden. So you have to take out all 5 of those. I'm doing this one-handed, so you'll have to forgive my camera work. The last one under the lip here is kind of hard to get to. Got it. All right. Let's reach up and grab it. So it doesn't want to come out. Odd. All right, well, I'll go ahead and pull these out. These are about yay long. They go in pretty deep into the hat channel there. And the condition's not too bad, which means there's not a lot of weathering or moisture getting in there. So that's good. You pull that top screw out, it's a tiny one like that. That's what the top screw looks like. Next, you'll take one of these bad boys. You'll just kind of just stick it in, slide it all the way down. Just trying to break the initial seal. And you only really need to do the sides, I've discovered, on these type of windows. Some parts are real easy and some parts are really hard. It's like not perfectly straight, so there's more friction in some areas than others. But you do want to try to get towards the bottom. It's really hard to do with one hand. Sorry for the bad camera. I'm not typically a YouTuber, so it's still informative though, right? That ain't quite all the way. Let's see if that's enough. They put this nice bar here you can put your palm against the bottom of your palm, and then you can reach your fingers underneath on the other side of it and kind of just squeeze your hand. You see it moving out. Of course, the one I filmed decides to be really difficult. And it wants to. Oh, it's because I still have the screw in there. That would make sense. All right, let's try that again. Got it. Let's put you there for now. There we go. And it just pops out. And you just want to kind of wiggle it a little bit. That frees the bottom sides without bending or breaking any windows. You need to be careful because these little fins right here, if you're too rough with them, you'll bend them down there. So just kind of wiggle it a little and then move it side to side and just kind of give it a yank. There's only a tiny seal in the bottom. It's not as strong as it is on the sides. There we go. Just a little wiggle, that's out. No damage there, that's just the caulking, so we did good. And that is a window removal. And on these, you'll notice the screws on the inside. See if I can focus there. And then there's just a little bit of gunk where maybe a tiny bit of water got to. They have this nice lip here, which is awesome because if any water comes in from here in this direction, it's going to collect down here and then just drip out rather than drip through. And they did seem to seal in between here really good. So you really only need sealant in the corners on this type of model because this is really flat. There's no opening here for water to get down. There's maybe, if the welding's not fully done, might be slightly off there, but that's why they put sealant here. And that's all it needed, and it lasted 31 years like that, and there's literally no rust anywhere underneath. So these windows did very, very well. And they're gonna continue to do well. I'm gonna clean them up. I'm gonna use some phosphoric acid, because these are aluminum frames, and that's gonna, I'll first use some brake cleaner to clean it off. Then I'll use some phosphoric acid, and it's gonna make these things shine. They'll look really bright and shiny. It'll be really nice. We thought about painting them black to make the bus look more modern, but this is an old bus. We like the old look, so we're gonna keep it the old look. And when we raise the roof, we're gonna make it look like Thomas themselves did it. It's a little more work on the front end there. The cut right there is going to be extremely complicated and difficult. But that's going to be that and there. And then same with, actually over here it'll be quite easy because you're just going to go straight up the window. On this one it's a little more difficult because of all the extra reinforcement there. But yep. That's how you remove a window on the 90 to 94 Thomas bus. You might have a 94 or 95 like mine that used the old Thomas bodies. Thomas was using up all what remaining bodies they had left. So this is an older style body for the engine that I have. So they even had to do some interesting gluing techniques up front and modifications to make the newer International chassis fit on this body because it changed a little bit, but they made it work, and it worked out well. And that's the bus. And when I do the roof raise, I'm probably going to keep cutting straight through. So I'm just going to cut underneath the window all the way down, and then I'm probably going to cut through under the window over the lock straight through the door. That way I can extend the door, make it taller, and it'll actually fit. Because the Thomas bodies here, they go inwards like that. If I were to just cut up and do it, this top part would be out. It'd be out further than it should be, and the top part of cat will be inwards. And so it'll just look all wonky if I try to meld it. So I'm just gonna go straight around through, and I'll cut all the light wires and just extend them anyways. Just cut all the way underneath, up that window on the inside, and I will decap the front and then down, and that's gonna be my roof raise. So all the windows will go up. This window will be up to about right here, which I can still look down and see, get a good view of things outside. But it'll be higher and taller, and I'll have more room for kitchen space. And it'll be all the natural bus windows, and it'll just look like, from the outside, like a regular school bus. It won't look any different, which is kind of what we're going for. And as well as these window frame seal, as long as I don't touch the frame itself, you know, they'll go up with the roof raise, and it'll reseal these windows quite well. Just put a little butyl tape in the corners, and that's all it needs. All right, thanks. Have a great day.